are here from TLC's brand new show, You, Me, and My Ex. You guys, this show I am obsessed with. I think America is obsessed with. And I mean, the whole concept, Alex, of you still being friends with your ex is like a whole nother level.
So it's really interesting. I don't think it's that weird. You know, my whole life has been, I guess, me and my ex. Because my mom has been remarried forever now. And I mean, my dad is still around. So it's always been you, me, and my ex because they've co-parented my entire life.
I love you. You two look so fabulous together. Okay, but obviously your whole storyline and how you made it on is, Alex, you were with Steve for how many years were you and Steve together?
Off and on for about 4 years, 3.5, 4 years.
Okay, you were gay. Now you identify, is it demisexual?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to see what exactly identify on that episode. But honestly, I really just don't like labels because I'm genuinely into a person. Like, I don't think it matters the physical package, how it's wrapped up. It's about what's on the inside, honestly.
Hey, I love it. You know what? I hooked up with a girl in college just to experiment. You know, it didn't work out. I ended up with a guy. It turns out I love dick. But, you know, I mean, I get it. You know, I mean, I understand, you know? So, but that is, I mean, are you guys prepared for, people are going to have so many judgments about this because, Alex, I know you've already dealt with it and I'm curious, I want to hear both your families say about it. But obviously people are going to say, well, Alex, you're gay and there's no way that you can really love Caroline. So right off the jump, like, how are you guys going to handle that?
I think it's always challenging in a relationship. Besides the whole like you, me, and your ex factor, when other people like to chime into your business. So for me, it's more so I'm comfortable with our relationship. I know that Alex genuinely loves me. I think there's a lot of questions in general about bisexuality. I think it's super misunderstood. And hopefully you, me, and my ex is a chance for people to see a relationship they maybe haven't seen before.
Alex, how do you feel? Because I'm sure you're probably going to get the most criticism, maybe. Are you ready for all that?
I'm totally ready.
Right.
I love it. Like, there's plenty of like hate forums already. And I'm like, oh my God, people are talking about me. So, you know, I mean, I don't look at it as a negative thing. If anything, it's like, hey, mama, I made it. But no, and in all honesty, I know that it's going to be hard for people to get.
It's not, but
it's also not for people to necessarily get because they do not have to live our lives. So, I mean, I just want them to watch. And I think by the end of the season, you'll definitely see that it is a real, genuine relationship. And we're just a weird ass couple like everybody else. Like, what's a normal couple?
We are still together despite COVID, despite our families. We have made it.
Tell me about, did you two quarantine through COVID together?
We did the whole time.
Caroline, how'd that go? Seems like you're not over it.
I did. Well, because I used to beg him to stay when he would try to leave before. So really it was just like a convenience for you to not be able to leave.
So
because I'm a hardcore loner.
Yeah, that's true.
You are?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, oddly enough, I am.
Me too, but we're alone together.
So you two quarantine, and then now talk to me about your families, because Alex, I hear like your parents, right? Your family's the one that's the most kind of critical, right? They're the ones that don't really believe your relationship is going to last.
I think it's both of our families.
Yeah, I think we both have super critical families. I think my family is just really unfiltered about everything. So it's just going to be a lot of personalities. Yeah, they're a difficult group to navigate. I don't even know what to say when it comes to my family. Like, you just have to watch and see. They are literally just like watch and see TV because there are no words to describe any of them.
And they're all so opinionated.
They're all so opinionated. Super strong opinion.
So talk to me about now, what were they specifically opinionated about? Like, give me the maybe the most bizarre opinion they've had or the strongest opinion?
I think everybody has a strong opinion because I am, believe it or not, a private person. And I didn't talk a lot about my relationship even when I was with Steve. It wasn't like, oh, we're together and we're hanging out with my family. That's not even how that situation really went down. Just my sister, who you guys will meet, only became close with my ex because she literally would not get off my couch. She just always came over to my house. She was always on my couch. So, like, obviously, it was basically like we lived together, essentially. So I've never been one to like really introduce people to my parents. That was never a thing. So when it's now all of a sudden Caroline, it's just like, wait, what? It's just like the Roro. Like
we knew you were seeing them. You didn't bring them around.
And now all of a sudden, like, what?
And then I'm like, hello, I used to be his boss.
You guys, this is like the craziest situation ever. You used to be Alex's boss, and then you started dating while like you were his boss, right? And he was like your employee?
Yeah. I was his like intermediate boss though. I wasn't like head honcho. So I was more of just like a shift.
Now wait, what job? Okay, because for some reason I got confused and I thought the show started July 11th, so I haven't seen the first episode. Do we talk about where you guys work? Like, what's your job?
No, we work in property management.
Okay, so you're at the office.
So we worked at the same leasing office. He was a shit leasing consultant, but has a good personality.
Were you getting ready to fire him and then you were like, you know what, this guy's kind of cute, Steve cheated on him, you know what, I'm gonna give him a try?
Basically 6 business days.
No, that is not. It was more so,
actually it was just a timing thing.
Yeah,
Honestly, it was a timing thing. What really happened was I got sent over by a temp service. The other girl like just did not show back up at work, and I was like, oh well, I mean, I am looking for a job, and they were like, okay, cool, you can stay. You got it. Oh.
Caroline, I think what people want to know though is how do you trust Alex? Like, because I think that's one of the biggest things, right? When people are open about their sexuality or are bi, it's always like, because the thing I think I feel for you the most is people are always going to be in your ear like, oh, you can never trust Alex. Like, he's probably with a guy or he's DMing. So teach us, like, how do you have confidence and trust him?
I think it helped that we were best friends before we ever became romantically involved. So there was already some trust there. But I think over the course of time, really, it's just, we're very upfront, open and honest with each other, much like we are now with the world.
And I honestly just nap all the time.
Yeah, he doesn't go many places. So it's not like he's like, I'm going to the gym 5 times a week.
I am not going to the gym.
No.
So
or anywhere else.
Because you sleep so much, essentially there's no way you could be in someone's DMs because, I mean, you're almost like a hibernating bear all the time.
No, I mean, like there's time to slide into DMs, but he's not doing that because I'm more than enough of a.
And again, I know it's people a lot. People can only understand to what they can understand. I can understand that. So I can understand when people don't understand when I say it's really not about like a package or sex or anything about that. It's genuinely about being with somebody that you know loves you, that's honest, that's loyal, that has your back, because that you trust, because that's what's going to go forward in life. I mean, there's always going to be somebody younger, there's always going to be somebody hotter, there's always going to be something more than me, more than you. So I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who is, oh, I want to be with you because you have a big dick, or you're gorgeous, or you have this financial status, or you can do this or that for me. I want to be with somebody who's with me because they're like, I love you, I trust you, I respect you, I want the best for you. And that's what's rare to find in a person. So I know that I had that with a partner years ago, and I was young and didn't realize that. And after life and experience, and when me and Caroline started dating and realizing that's the type of person she was, I was like, this is a rarity, and this is something I want to stay with. And we've been awesome.
Where's your friend with the big dick? I'm interested in him.
He's right.
Oh, good. So, Caroline, it sounds like you're impressed with Alex's package.
He's a total package.
That's a great answer.
From head to toe.
Okay, so it sounds like you're packing something amazing, which is great. That should be TLC's next show, My Big Dick, you know? And then you get on I have a monster penis on TLC.
I want to check for that TLC.
You, me, and your...
He'll be auditioning. Okay, but I'm curious about this. Alex, I'm assuming you two have sex. Clearly, Carolyn knows how big your dick is. So, but talk to me. This is what I don't get, right? Because when I hooked up with a woman, I could do it, but I wasn't like physically, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't like attracted beyond that. You know what I mean? Like, so.
You were just horny?
Yes, exactly. I went to an all women's college and I hadn't seen dick in 2 years. So I was like, you know what? This will work.
Did you play softball?
Understand?
No, I didn't play. But how does that work? Because I think people are fascinated by how, you know, like, you can get as aroused with a woman as a man. Like that to me is interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what all, you know, how editing's gonna work and what all you guys are gonna see in the season. But I mean, Caroline's not the first woman that I've been with. Like, I mean, I lost my virginity to a woman. There's been plenty of women in between. She's not, you know.
And I think that's something that they didn't really touch on was that I'm not the first girlfriend that he's had.
Yeah, so it's not, I'm not just attracted to
It's not just Steve versus Steve. It's like a
right.
several.
Now, did you two get cast and then you all go to Steve and you say, hey, Steve, by the way, there's this, you know, TLC wants to do a show and they want you to be an ex on this. Like, or are you all three that close and you just all answered the casting call? How'd it work?
Can I? Okay. So,
Caroline's like, I'll go.
as previously explained, Alex didn't do much work and spent a lot of time on the internet, came across this casting call, read it out loud, and I was like, God, that sounds like you and Steve, because he's always around. And it just kind of went from there where it
was like, yeah, I'll do it, and that's pretty much been it.
Yeah.
Okay, and Alex, Steve cheated on you, which had to be, I mean, you guys were together for several years. I mean, that must have been pretty devastating.
It was not that devastating. I mean, I'm sure it was. Yeah, yes, it was. It was so devastating. Like, it was so, here's an honest moment. Oh, I'm so sad. Like, it definitely, anytime anybody cheats, I think everybody has a moment of insecurity. You all have that moment of, what was it about that person? But, I mean, you know, after a while, I'm like, no, I'm pretty awesome. So, it wasn't me.
When you and Steve are way better off as friends.
And we are better off as friends. So it wasn't that devastating that he cheated. If anything, it was a toxic relationship because then I was like, oh, okay, well, I can see with somebody else too. And it turned into like, it just became unhealthy.
No pun intended.
And then, so what is it about Steve, though, that makes you still want to be his friend? Or be so close?
So me and Steve started, and then it just didn't work out. And Steve, I don't know. Steve just stuck. I think I like genuine loyal people. Steve's a genuine person. So I think he just stuck. I mean, I don't know, but
he's a good friend.
He's a good friend. He is. I mean, we have a lot in common still.
He sort of sounds like a squatter that you all have just decided to keep. You know, it's kind of like, well, you know what?
It's kind of like, well, he's here now. He's here.
He was stuck in the basement for COVID. But
did he quarantine with you all?
No.
Oh, fuck no. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Danielle. No.
Fuck no.
He was stuck in his parents' basement. Thank God.
Me and Steve never lived together. That was not happening.
No plans for him to move in with us ever.
Never.
It sounds like you're kind of getting over Steve. Steve's like wearing out his welcome.
Well, no,
No,
I mean, like, yeah, no, like,
you don't live with your friends if you're in a.
and I think a big thing is also, I don't think people realize that there's been time in between like Steve and Caroline. So there are no like feelings of like, oh, anything. It's just
Will
like,
they, won't
it's
they?
literally just like, he's just like the homie now. So it's like, Steve, get your shit together. Like, if
Alex,
anything, it's more so embarrassing to be like, well, we used to date.
are you worried that Steve could try to get with Caroline? Like, Alex, what would it be? You, me, and then my ex left me for me or you. I mean, I mean, that would be such a turn of events in this season.
I think that's actually one of the other couples on our show, isn't that what happened with one of the other couples on the show?
I can't speak
Probably.
for anyone else,
It's one of the
but
other-
I can say no.
Yeah.
No to Steve.
You
I'm
got
very happy.
no to Steve. Okay, you two, where do you see this relationship going? Do you guys, are you two like marriage type people, or you don't like to kind of define it like that? And how do you think your families would feel if you two said, look, we're getting married?
I personally was not someone who was super into marriage.
How many step parents do we have between the two?
Collectively, our parents have signed a lot of marriage certificates. However, I think the difference is it's like 9 or so. We don't have to count.
So between the two of you, you guys have 9 step parents.
I think it's actually
I'm not
closer to
making
12.
an
I think it's actually closer to
I don't know.
your
I'm
mom.
not going to count. That's just rude.
I think people can, to your point, I don't think anyone has a quote unquote normal relationship. And I think many people can relate to their parents being married multiple times, having, multiple spouses. Do you two feel like, okay, so obviously you both love your parents, you guys have relationships with your family, but do you both feel like you don't want to repeat their patterns, or are you worried about that, or not really?
For me, it's the opposite. My grandparents have been married for 65 years.
Wow.
For like 6 years. It's been a long ass time. And the thing I appreciate their relationship the most is how much they cared for each other, and that they were such good friends and were able to kind of evolve together. And I think we have that same potential. So I more so look at marriage as a beautiful union possible between us, rather than like oh God, no, not another wedding.
How do you feel, Alex?
Oh, I'm all for like marriage and weddings, and I'm all for it.
You would, and do you guys see yourselves on that path, or you think it's like too early to tell?
No, I personally feel like I have experienced enough of life to be able to like say I can marry somebody, but I mean,
Let's settle. Let's get married.
but I mean, it's not like we have a wedding date.
Oh, okay. Well, I was hoping you'd announce or maybe propose live on this podcast.
Oh no.
No.
Everybody can calm down. There's no proposal happening.
Damn it. But I don't know. You'll see.
Caroline, what is the best part of being with Alex, who obviously, I mean, Alex, I love your style. You guys are sitting behind, in front of leopard, print wallpaper that you both designed or you put up together. I mean, do you just like love, Alex seems pretty much like he's into like great fashion things too and style. What's the best part?
I don't know if I would call tracksuits exactly like the style. We're very different. We both appreciate leopard. It's a neutral.
I actually don't. She does, and I just don't care.
Okay, well,
Here's
leopard's a neutral. Tracksuits are for Alex. But I think what I love most about you is just Alex is a very genuine person. He goes into everything with such a kind heart, and he just brightens everyone's day, I feel like. And that was something that when we were falling in love and first dating that I loved, how good I feel like he made everyone else feel.
Oh, that's a beautiful trait. If you know, that's a real gift if you can make others feel like loved and important and kind. That's amazing.
He's amazing. I'm going to keep him.
Guys, what has been the response? Have people reached out and said, "Hey, is this Alex, did you buy this?"
Crazy. I did. It's so awkward to see.
And then just because, literally for no reason.
Roses are red. This bag is blue. After making this purchase, my
pockets are too.
What was in the Tiffany's box?
Beautiful.
It's a necklace, but they sell them like one size, and then like you have to go and get it fitted. So then you have to go and get it fitted. Let me tell you, this purchase was out of my league, and I am full on okay admitting that this purchase was out of my league. But I am not the person to return stuff. So if we can get a Tiffany sponsorship or a coupon or something, but no, like legit. So first of all, I go and buy the necklace. It was quite a few hundreds of dollars, quite a few.
I bet.
They're one size fits all, but apparently that doesn't really mean that one size is going to fit everybody. So then they're like, "Oh no, just come back. We'll size it. We'll get it fixed up for you and sent right back to you." So we go to do that, and they're like, "Here's the bill for us resizing it." I was like, "Oh."
And they charged for the
not included in the first couple of hundreds of dollars I gave us.
And it also take a month.
And it takes a month. We haven't gotten it back yet, so
stay tuned to Instagram.
Stay tuned.
You might see me in it.
You might. It might show up. But no, seriously. But they have the best customer service, and they're super sweet, and everybody at the Phipps store was super nice. So shout out to them.
And now I just look at the bag.
Oh, the bag the bag alone is beautiful, and the box. Guys, do you hear from a lot of other couples that are in your similar situation? Do you feel like you are helping people come forward and be comfortable with themselves, you know, if they've in the past dated somebody of the other sex? Because I know so many, mostly women, who, you know, were married to men, divorced, and then, you know, they're with women the rest of their lives. So it's not that uncommon, but yet it's such a double standard for men.
So nobody has come forward necessarily with like a similar story, but the outpouring of just like support and kind messages and people that have just had stories of like acceptance have been so overwhelming. Like,
and so nice.
Like so nice. Like so many DMs have brought me to tears. Like the stories people have shared.
Wow.
He's always crying.
It's like, let me tell you. It's like a faucet. Like you just never expect for I don't know. You just don't. I didn't expect for so many people to identify with just wanting to be accepted. That's the beautiful thing. No matter what it is, male, female, male, trans, no matter, just acceptance. 100% human, wanting 100% acceptance, and that's the message I just want to give.
Wow. That's beautiful. You guys, look, you're so much fun to follow. You know, I don't know what Steve is up to tonight. I mean,
probably in the basement.
We should have brought Steve up. I mean, we didn't even really talk about Steve. I guess I'll have to have Steve back on because I'm curious to see what he thinks of your relationship. What does Steve think of your relationship? Is he supportive or he thinks it won't last?
To our face, he's supportive.
Oh, all right. There you go.
There's that.
I also saw that you guys just like got on Instagram, which is amazing to me because you guys are both like two young people and yet you never were on IG. It's hilarious.
I know. At Hot Mess Hines. It's 2 S's.
You're at Hot Mess Hines. Caroline,
Hot Mess Hines.
What are you on?
I'm Shakespearean style Caroline in the city, THEE, or the.
I love it.
Caroline in the city, 2 E's.
You two, congratulations. I love it. I'm so excited about the show. Thank you for being on. You, me, and my ex. The next newest episode will be out July 11th. Love to you both. You guys are amazing.
Thank you. It's so nice talking to you.
Love you. Yep, send that big dick my way. Yes. All right. See you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.